Welcome back, everyone. Another round of ads has come through for your viewing pleasure. Let's take a look. Ugh, what are these brands? They'll never get anywhere looking like this. And neither will your company without a good logo.
Season 1, Episode 1, Go Go Go.
Welcome to Ad Libs. For our first official episode, we brought the top 5 design and marketing students at Stanford University to compete in the world's first ever televised branding competition. Over the next few months, our 5 contestants will compete in a series of 4 challenges: designing a logo, an Instagram post, merchandise, and finally, a short form ad. All of them will be pushed to their limits for a special prize and, more importantly, be crowned as the most promising designer. At every step of the competition, contestants will be judged by 3 experts in marketing and design.
Hi, I'm Allison. I'm a lecturer at Stanford's Graduate School of Business. I taught a course on personal branding with Tyra Banks, and I also was a media executive for 20 years.
Hi, I'm Sabrina. I'm a user experience designer for both early stage startups and large corporations.
My name is Rishika. I'm a second-year graduate student in the Masters of Design program at Stanford.
For our first season, we're partnering with Alegio Chocolaté, because who doesn't love chocolate?
Hi, I'm Robin Everson. Panos Panagos and I started Alegio Chocolaté in 2004 and opened the store in Berkeley in 2006. And we had success in this little store, not without its challenges in Berkeley, but we had so many people coming from the Silicon Valley area to get our chocolate because you can't get it anywhere else. We decided to start exploring Palo Alto, and we found this store in 2012, and we've been there ever since. That's 14 years ago. I worked in high tech for a number of different companies and decided that I was done with that, and I have a minor in food science. So we searched and thought about what we'd like to do, and ultimately it ended up being chocolate. And of course, I have always liked chocolate. Most women like chocolate. And that's how we started this venture. It started from scratch, and we looked around for products that are in chocolate that would meet the Berkeley standards: fair trade, organic, best ingredients, and so forth. The ethos for Alegio Chocolate is integrity, honesty, and self-respect. The chocolate is cacao, sugar, and one other ingredient, nothing else.
And now, it's time to meet our contestants.
Hi, my name is Christine. I'm a sophomore from the Bay Area, and I'm currently studying symbolic systems with a concentration in human-computer interaction.
My name is Alice. I'm a sophomore. I'm studying computer science, and I'm from Southern California, a city called Reno Valley.
Hi, I'm Arushi. I'm a sophomore. I'm majoring in design and minoring in computer science and comparative literature, and I grew up on campus.
Hi, my name is Emma. I'm a sophomore planning to study economics and math, and I'm originally from Los Angeles, California.
5 designers will be competing for the grand prize. For our very first episode, you will be challenged to redesign the logo for Alegio Chocolaté. You have 1 hour to complete this challenge. The 4 best designs will advance to the next round, which means one of you will be sent home. Your time begins in 3, 2, 1.
I was honestly really shocked by how professional it all looked. Like, the huge banners were crazy, and I saw the whole filming setup, and I was like, wow, this is real.
I was way more nervous than I thought I would be. As I was actively walking in, I kind of, like, the whole day, I was just like, wait, no, it's chill, it's chill, it's chill. And then when I actually walked in and I saw, like, all the cameras and everything, I was like, oh, whoa. There are actual cameras here. I'm actually going to be, like, perceived by an audience, and I'm not just, like, designing into a void. But yeah, it was fun though. My stress decreased quite fast because everyone was really sweet.
Well, I was excited. I saw a lot of my friends there, and I felt the competitive energy, but I also felt the camaraderie as well.
when Arushi pulled out the Adobe Illustrator, I was like, wow, like she's legit. Like I gotta watch out for her. So gotta up my game after that.
Yeah, I think Christine was the one that I'm the most nervous about because I was sitting next to her. So then hers was the first one I saw and it was quite good. So yeah, I think Christine's probably the one I'm most nervous about.
I think that Christine is looking like a really fierce competitor. I feel like she's kind of silently plotting up some really good stuff. You know, she's not really in the spotlight, and I feel like that's kind of nerve-wracking because, like, Emma was just really preoccupying me this whole last round, and I feel like she was kind of getting in my head, like closing my computer, and I feel like Christine was smooth sailing, so I feel like that piece might come to her advantage.
You guys are cute. She got it too. Honestly, I felt like she was really violating our rules. Just looking at other people's, I thought that was really OD and just unnecessary.
I felt a little bit betrayed. I thought we had agreed that we were not going to cheat at all, and it was so blatant. It was almost comical, one would say. But yeah, no, it was definitely an unexpected moment of audacity.
I was a little bit scared. Like I said, I'm economics and math. Definitely do not have a design inclination, so I needed a little bit of an advantage.
Emma was just saying all these things about how she thought she was gonna win, and like, I feel like it gets to a point where someone just has to show up, you know, and like counteract that. Like, we can't just have someone who's so confident they're gonna win.
I was honestly the most scared about Alice. I know she's pretty technical and she's really good at design, so I was definitely a little intimidated by her, but it was a fun rivalry. We had fun with one another. It was like all peace and love. I might cheat a little bit more quietly, you know, look at designs, but in a more quiet way.
I was so focused. You're locked in. That's good.
I can't like this one.
I feel like I keep wanting to like look at people's designs and like I psych myself out. I'm like, we're not doing the same vibe. But I just have to like tell myself that there are different reads to a company and multiple things can fit as well.
Contestants, we have a special announcement. The winner of this round will get a major advantage in the next challenge. You will have the ability to consult an expert in marketing and design for 5 minutes at any time of your choice.
Honestly, I think it might depend on the challenge. I think that sometimes your own thoughts can do more than a professional.
You guys have 1 minute left. 2, 1. Contestants, your time is up. The judges will be looking at your logos now. One of you will be crowned winner, and one of you will be eliminated. Annabelle, come on up.
This is my logo. I wanted to do something very simplistic and kind of in line with the aesthetic of their general website. I went for a cursive but very simple font as well, and incorporated some leaves and flowers to emphasize their focus on the environment and the focus of their website.
Visually really pleasing. I love the flowers. Also, again, curious about why the motif of the flowers was chosen and how it relates to the chocolate or the brand identity, if that's really communicating what the brand has to say. The font feels a little bit warm. I feel like some monotype Corsiva or something like that. I wish it felt more special. And not sure if the brand is spelled correctly in this one. So also, attention to detail I feel like is important to consider.
Thank you, Annabelle. Emma, you're up next.
I kind of went off vibes because I've never designed a logo before. But these are the vibes. At first I started with a chocolate tree. So I had this tree design, I don't know if you can see it, but I added a bunch of chocolate on the tree. But I thought that wouldn't be sophisticated enough. So I decided to make it a little bit more elegant and add these little designs over here. And then to add to the elegance factor, I made it in cursive because the one way to make anything elegant is to make it cursive. And then at the bottom, there's a very special detail. It says, from San Tom.
I love this one. It's super elegant. Just gives a very classy feel to it. I'm curious about this tree in the background and how that relates to what the brand is or the chocolate. Not sure if there's anything specific. I love the gold accent on the beige. I think the contrast is a little bit hard, at least from this distance with the font combined, to be able to read it. But yeah, I think it's really pretty.
Alice, your turn next.
Alegio's brand seemed very sophisticated, very luxury. Like, this is good chocolate. This is very quality chocolate, but they also still have that like rustic, they're from home, like their packaging is very sustainable, very simple. And the owner and like founder has like that Indiana Jones vibe. So I wanted to do something that's very simple. I don't know why luxury, like I see like emblems and like stamps. So I wanted like a circular kind of look. It's a little coffee stained. It's supposed to look a little more rustic, like Indiana Jones. So there's like the without text and then Alegio chocolate. And then I also added a little detail that is like a stamp, so it seems more traveler. And I use like a typewriter-ish font, which kind of matched like their current vibe is too minimalistic, too futuristic. So just wanted something that I feel like fit them.
I really like this one too. I feel like it also speaks really well to the identity that Alegio currently has. And these little like coffee stain style esque visuals go with it really well. And so I think it's just very coherent. Putting the brand name, a higher contrast than the chocolate itself. That's where my eye is drawn to first. That's what I see. And so, yeah, I really appreciate those small details.
Although I had a lot of confidence going in, I think that the results, they're out of your hands, so.
Wow, it's getting competitive in here. Well, thank you, Alice, for that. Christine, it's your turn next.
So I was imagining this logo as a potential stamp on their very paper packaged kind of product packaging. And then also I was imagining it as almost like a stamp on the chocolate itself. So I made it kind of two-dimensional with these accents that could be imprinted on the chocolate. And I also felt like they had a very crafty vibe and they really emphasized their artistry in the chocolate making.
Really love, the simplicity with this one. I think this is kind of creating like this whole brand for what Alegio is. I think the simplicity kind of translates to, this being more a posh, high-end type of language. But I think this makes for a very recognizable logo that, can translate onto a number of different things and packaging and maybe even onto the chocolate itself. So it's interesting.
And last but not least, we have our sheet.
Yeah, so since I was last, it seemed like I was copying ideas, but I swear I was not. But I also had the idea to do a stamp because the cast people here so far can set they have very like global focus. And this is like a really simple stamp that can also be, it can really easily like actually sketch it out or like carve it out onto wood and carve it onto classic stamp making devices and use it. I also made it an illustrator, so it's scalable, it's all vector based, which is really important for a brand. Not to dollar on everyone else's, dollars. But so it's like it's like a cow bean. I have a lot of colors. This one is like emphasizing the freshness of their bean by showing it like in the original green states. But I have a ton of different colors, mostly earth tones, and then I have just like a visualization of what it could look like on the actual package. But yeah, really minimalist, sans serif, because that's kind of what's been really tipping into like the luxury font space. I feel like recently it's been a lot more like minimalistic.
I really like this one. I like the crumpled paper background in the back and just how the stamp is superimposed on it, so it feels like this package that was sent to me from far away. I like the stamp motif, and I think just like overall it fits really well with Alegio's current brand language. So yeah, great job on this one.
Thank you so much, contestants. The judges will now decide who moves on to the next round and who will say goodbye.
I really liked Alice's design, picking that as the winner, just because I feel like it meshes really well with the story that Alegio is trying to say.
Alice!
Yeah, I mean, like, it's just like, it means so much to me. I think that I've always tried to really prove to myself that I can be in marketing, and like, it's just really special to me.
I would eliminate Annabelle's design, because it was a little bit unclear to me how the motifs of the flower played into what the brand was trying to say. I wanted something more special with the font, and I think the attention to detail is important for a designer, and so just the misspelling of the name threw me off a little bit as well.
My impression of the designs created by the Stanford students is very exciting. You can tell a lot of creative juices were entered into making them, and to get a different perspective from the younger generation.
I guess one thing that I would do differently was think more critically about how the design is actually going to be used. So I think one thing that Alice did was she designed 3 different designs that would be used for like different scales. One that could be used for the website, one that would be used like in a very small like icon on a product. And even though the next challenge isn't necessarily going to be logo design, I think thinking more critically about how it's going to be used can help me design like multiple iterations that would be more helpful to the company.
The contestants really impressed me today, but will they keep up this energy in the next round, where they will be challenged to create an eye-catching Instagram post? Let's find out in the next episode.
Done?